Virgil, when we talk about Floyd, talking about his style, a lot of people say it's not an exciting style. Do you think he's not an exciting fighter, or is he just so good and dominant? It just doesn't give, if it's Paulie Malignaggi told me one time, if it's a dominant, a one-sided fight is never going to be exciting, and he's dominated most of his opponents. Do you think he could be more exciting, or is it just a matter he's too good?
When you're a master, you make things look easy, right? I mean, the best carpenter, he's not going to have to go back and pull a nail out of the wood that he just hammered, right? The best surgeon, he's not going to have to reopen you because he left some scissors in your gut. The best dentist, he's not going to hit a nerve when he deadens you. The best make it look easy, right? I remember my grandfather used to say, if you're the best at what you do, you're going to be wealthy. The best window washer in the world, trust me, he's wealthy. Because he might have started on car windshields and he might have started on some house windows, but now he's got high-rise contracts, right? He's got scaffolds and he's got employees and he's taking it to another level. The best waitress, she's getting $50 tips on every table she's waiting on. I know that for a fact. I dated a girl who worked at Denny's across the street from Disneyland. And every night she'd come home with a sack full of money, adding up to $100 because she realized that her main clients were going to be kids. So she took it to another level. She invested in herself. She had different games for the kids. She had lollipops. She had different games they can play. She had coloring books that Denny didn't provide. She provided, dancing, puppets, and she was at home and she wanted to be the best. So if you got a kid, if you guys are in Disneyland for 3 or 4 days and you eating at Denny's, well, guess who the mother is saying they want to wait on their table? Well, we like her. Hi, where's Kathy? Right? And thank you so much what you've done for our children, right? So she was the best at what she does. So it's just like Floyd. When you're a master, you make it look easy. So when it looks easy, it can get quite boring to people. Look, the best fights are on Telemundo, Azteca. This is where you see the best fights because when you see guys of marginal ability, they can't get out the way of each other. So they're going to hit each other, right? So you're going to see a fight, an action fight. But anything that we do, we want to be the best at it.
So if Floyd fought a different style, Virgil, let's say he was more exchange and going toe-to-toe, people want to see, would he be as successful or last as long as he has? He's 38 years old. A lot of people still think he looks as good as he did when he was 28.
Well, his style has evolved. I don't think he uses angles as much as he used to because that calls for a different type of balance. One thing that he did do is he stayed true to the fundamentals, and that's what allowed him to fight into a later age. I used to think about Roy, some of these phenomenal things that he used to do, but when he was 27 and 28, somebody should have had him practicing on fundamentals, just let him know, look, man, what you're doing, that's phenomenal reflexes and timing, and you're going to lose. Just if you lose 1/10 of your reaction time in fighting, that's a big loss. I mean, it's not a huge loss, but it's a big loss. But if you put fundamentals in on that and let it evolve, Bernard Hopkins, let's face it, I mean, what would have happened if the real executioner, would have fought Trinidad, as opposed to the one who reinvented himself, you see? And then he reinvented himself 3 times, The guy who boxed Trinidad was not the guy who boxed Pavlik, right? So by having fundamentals, you're able to implement different looks and different styles and be effective with them.